Okay, good morning. Happy Friday. We are here again at the end of a week to move together today. Today's theme, remember, is explore. So don't worry too much about following along like super strictly. This is your body, your movement, your practice. Do what you want to do. Okay, so I'll meet you on the mat. Okay. So we're going to settle. We'll start with our breaths and our mantras. So if you come to a comfortable seat, you can also be standing, you can be sat on a chair. If you feel comfortable to do so, then close into the eyes, empty your lungs of air, and then take a full breath in. Then an exhale through the mouth. Full breath in. And exhale. And big breath in. And sigh out. Take your hands, place them onto your heart, and repeat after me, either in your head or out loud. I am the plan. I am the pleasure. I am the pause. I am the strength. I am the magic. I am the plan. And then blinking eyes open. Take a big stretch. And a yawn. Take a little shake of the hands, forwards and backwards, up and down. And then come all the way up to stand. We're going to start by moving into our bodies with a little pat down. So you can take your hands and very gently with your fingertips, start to send it over your head. Onto the top of your head, little taps there. Onto the side of the head. Through onto the face, nice and gentle, all the way around the eyes. Down through the cheeks, under the nose, on the mouth. And send those taps down your neck. Keeping it in a way that feels good and comfortable for you. And then send those taps down both arms. You can start to tap not just with fingertips, but with the full hands. Go all the way up both arms, getting the sides, the backs, then onto the chest, onto the sides, into the ribs, onto the sternum. So if you use your fingertips, drum onto that sternum, stimulate the vagus nerve. And then we're down to the torso, see if you can reach any parts of your back. Down through onto the sides of the body, down into the pelvis, the bum. Give it a good old pat. Bring it down through the legs. All the way into the insides, down the back, so to the hamstrings. All the way down through onto the shins, onto the calves and onto the feet. And then since we've done already, turn this into a ragdoll. So then big bend of the knees. Catch hold of opposite arms, maybe take a sway. Take a big breath in through the nose. Let it out the mouth. Then bend the knees enough to place your hands onto the ground. Heel toe your feet a bit wider with your toes turning out. And then sink your hips down through into Balasana, passive squats. This is amazing for our hips, for our intestines. Bring your hands to heart center. Take a little wiggle from side to side. Now don't worry here if you are up a lot higher or if your heels are lifted. That's absolutely fine. Take a full breath in to come through stillness. Find length through the spine, all the way from the crown of the head through to your tailbone. Lift your heart up towards your thumbs. Take a big breath in. And then as you exhale, release. We're going to step through to all fours. Meeting you there. We're going to bring our hips over our knees, our shoulders over our wrists, and take some cat-cows. Inhale, dip the belly, draw the heart through. And exhale, press them around. And take a few like this. See if you can start to feel into all the different parts of your spine. Can you first notice your tailbone, how it flares out, and then tucks underneath like a sad dog? Then start to notice how that moves through into the lower back. Then the mid-pack, the space just underneath your shoulder blades. Then notice the space in between your shoulder blades, how it opens and closes. And then all the way through to the base of your skull as your head starts to move up and in. Okay, and then we're going to add on here. So as you next come to cow with your belly dipped and your tailbone flared out, you're then going to press your hips back in space so they can meet your heels. Then you're going to start to round through the upper back and start to move your hips back forwards through cat. Inhale, belly dips, heart draws through, press your hips back in space as though you're moving to child's pose. Separate the space between your shoulder blades, arch through your spine as you rock back forwards. Inhale, cow, belly dips, press those hips back in space. Exhale, arch through the spine and rock back forwards. And take a few more. Inhale, cow, as you press your hips back. Exhale, rock forwards through an arch. And keep going, start to move with your breath. Notice what pace your body wants to move at today. Might be much slower or much faster than mine. And a couple more breaths here. Nice, and as you rock back forwards and bring your shoulders over your wrists, so we're going to step it back through to a high plank. Press your heels away, squeeze your bum, lift your belly up. And then as you exhale, knees down to the earth. See if you can keep that strong straight line, belly button tucked in, elbows squeezed in as you move through onto your belly. Bring your hands forwards. And inhale, see if you can lift your chest using no weight through the hands, just your back muscles. You might even test that. Exhale brings it back down. Inhale through tabletop, tuck your toes, and exhale, downward facing dog. Find a bit of movement here, sway it out, explore. So you can pedal through the legs. You might shake your head no, nod your head yes. And then start to bring that movement through to some stillness. Remember, don't worry about where your heels are. See if you can create length through the spine. So maybe bend your knees, press your hips higher, moving your chest backwards. Then inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, look to your hands, and exhale, walk it forwards to a forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Find length through the spine. So press your shoulder blades away from your ears. You can be up here, and then exhale, bend the knees to fold. Inhale, nice and slowly roll up to stand, letting your head and hands hang heavy. Rising slowly, like you're stacking one vertebra on top of the other. Then roll your shoulders down your back, bring your hands to heart center. Okay, let's do one sun A here. Inhale, arms to the sky. And exhale, forward fold, saluting the sun on this Friday morning. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, plant the hands down, step it back, high plank. As you exhale, knees up or down as you lower through to your belly. Bring your hands forwards. Either inhale and repeat the baby cobra, or inhale, press with your hands, lift your heart, cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, rolls down. Inhale through tabletop, tuck your toes, and exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. And then inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, look to your hands. Exhale, walk, stack or hop it forwards to a forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, half lifts. Exhale, folds. Breath in, rise you to stand, either roll up or reverse swan dive over with sweeping your arms overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center. And again, inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, fold forwards, bend the knees. Breath in, half lifts, long spine. Exhale, fold, plant your hands down, step it back, high plank. Exhale, knees up or down as you lower through onto your belly. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, rolls down. Inhale, tabletop. Tuck your toes and exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. One more breath. Okay, and then start to walk your hands back in towards your feet. So bend your knees. Lots of little steps with your hands as you transfer the weight back into the feet, back into ragdoll at the top of the mat, back of the mat. And nice and slow as we did before, you're going to roll through to stand. Rather than just popping up, can you focus on each vertebra stacking on top one of the other, with your shoulders and your head righting themselves last. Okay, and I'm going to roll right back down. So this is spine articulation. Try not to fold straight from there, okay? So start with your chin. Then start to droop through your shoulders. Then start to let your lower back, mid back, start to roll on down. Letting the knees bend as you approach through the lower spine. And then bend your knees enough as you fold to plant your hands onto the ground, step it out through to a high plank. Okay, we're going to take one push up here. Place your knees down onto the ground. Lift your lower belly. Breath in, lowers. Exhale, pushes. Tuck your toes. Lift your knees up. And then inhale, swing your heels around to the left as you sweep your right arm to the sky. Side plank, Vashisthasana. Exhale, bring that right hand back down to the ground. Pivot back onto the balls of your feet. Place your knees back onto the earth and one push up. Inhale, lowers. Exhale, pushes. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, and this time, swing your heels around to the right-hand side. Inhaling, lifting your left arm up off the ground, sending your hips forwards, one strong straight line, side plank. Exhale, left hand to the earth. Walk your hands back in towards the feet, bending the knees. The next inhale, nice and slowly, take that roll up again, feeling every part of your spine. Okay, and again, roll down, start with the chin. Bending the knees as you get near the bottom so that you can plant your hands onto the ground. Step it out through to high plank. Knees up or down, one push up. Breath in, swing your heels to the left, sweeping your right arm to the sky, side plank. Exhale, hand down to the ground. Inhale, one push up. Exhale, push up. Swing your heels to the right, breath in, left arm lifts. Side plank. Exhale, left hand to the earth. Walk your hands back in towards your feet, bending your legs. And slow roll up. Feel into the spine here. And another, start with the chin, roll back down. Bend the knees as we start to lower. Plant your hands onto the ground, pat it out, high plank. One push up, knees up or down. Breath in to lower. Exhale to push. Swing your heels to the left. Inhale, right arm lifts, side plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lower through the push up. Exhale, push. Swing your heels to the right. Breath in, left arm lifts, side plank. Exhale, hand down, plank. Walk your hands back in. Lots of little steps as you move through to the forward fold. And then inhale, rise through to stand. Okay, last one here. Start to slowly roll down. Pat it out. One push up. Open out, side plank. Hand comes down, high plank. One push up. Open it out, side plank. Bring the hand back down. And then walk it through back to a forward fold. Okay, this time in your forward fold, bend your knees enough so that you can kind of rest your chest and your belly there. And then lift your hands up to the small of your back, interlacing your fingers. We're just going to wring that out through the chest. So this might be enough for your shoulders, for your chest. You might stay here. You might like to explore lifting your arms up and away from your back, squeezing your shoulder blades, bringing out the shoulders. Now, it can be easy to go too far, so listen to your body, listen to how your shoulders want to move and want to feel. And then gently bring the hands back to the lower back if they were lifted. Unclasp your hands and nice and slow roll all the way up. Okay, and then keep your feet where they are at hip distance. We're going to take a narrow squat here. So take a breath in, send your hips low. Keep your chest lifted, so rather than folding like this, keep your chest shining forwards, and then exhale, rise back up. Okay, we're going to go for 10 of those. If you want a little add-on, we're going to take a mini bounce at the bottom. Ready? Inhale, mini bounce, exhale. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, and then from there, take a big breath in, lift the arms all the way up, palms facing in, Urdhva Hastasana, and exhale, forward fold, bend the knees, hinge at the hips, fold all the way down. Take an inhale, half lift. And then as you exhale, pad it forward to a downward facing dog. So hands meet the earth, bring them forwards, and then send your chest back in space as though it can reach your thighs. Next, inhale, right leg lifts to the sky, three-legged dog. And then exhale, take a big step forwards with this right foot all the way to the top of the mat. Now, if it doesn't get there, take your hand onto your ankle and gently bring it forwards. From here, take a breath in, rise up, high lunge. Then you're going to put some racing hands here. So with our right leg forwards, your left arm is going to be forwards, right hand back. Now we're going to swap legs. Ready? Yes. Let's take another like that. Take a breath in. And a breath out. And then inhale, open all the way up, warrior two. So the back heel starts to ground. Bend into the front leg, stretch those arms long and strong. Send the gaze over the front arm. Big breath in. And then exhale, cartwheel your hands to frame your front foot, spinning onto the ball of the back foot. Inhale, left leg steps back, high plank. And then exhale to send it straight back through to downward facing dog. Okay, let's do that again, second side. Take an inhale, left leg lifts to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, take a big step forward with that foot all the way to the top of the mat. Help it forwards as needed. Take your gaze out and inhale, rise up, high lunge. Okay, take those racing arms again. So right hand is forwards, left hand is back. Bend into that front leg. You're going to see if you can swap your legs, landing softly. Ready? Inhale. And again, exhale, inhale, exhale. And then again, so we've got the right foot forwards. Then we're going to open up through warrior two. Take a breath in, spin your left heel down. You might need to separate your legs a little bit. Big bend into the right leg. Long, strong arms. Take your gaze forwards over the front fingertip. Big breath in. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to frame your front foot and spin onto the ball of the back foot. Inhale, right leg steps back, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips back in space. Take a full breath in through the nose. And an exhale out the mouth. Then inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, lift your hands, and as you exhale, send or step your feet wider than your hands with your toes turning out. Sink your hips all the way down and find your way back to Malasana, passive squat. Remember, heels can lift, you can be a little bit higher. Send your hands through to your heart and breath in, lift your heart up to your hands. Breathe through into the hips. Take one more breath. Okay, and then start to let your hips rest onto the ground. So you might need to bring your hands in. Maybe you reach them forwards, cave your knees to let your hips gently touch down. Bring your feet forwards. We'll meet there. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't have to be graceful. Just don't hurt yourself. Support yourself with your hands. Okay, from here, you're going to bring your hands behind you. So maybe fingertips face your hips. If they don't, they can also spin sideways or even backwards, like experiment with what feels okay here. And then take an inhale and lift your hips up off the ground. Okay, so we've got a modified reverse plank here. Lift your hearts. And then as you exhale, lower. Okay, we're going to see if we can take an add-on here. So you can just repeat what we did and hold it there. Or take an inhale, lift your hips. And as you exhale, can you take your hands to the opposite heel? You'll have a moment where you're like, that's not happening. But it might do if you try, don't worry. And then opposite hand to heel. Okay, we're going to do that 10 times. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place the hips back onto the ground. And then we'll take one final one, but we're going to fully lift and move it into a back bend. So as much hips and heart to the sky as you can. Ready? Take a breath in, send your knees away from you, lift your hips high, lift your hearts. You can either hold on to the neck or let it relax back if that feels okay. And then exhale, release and bring your hips all the way down. Okay. Stretch your left leg long. Take your right sole of the foot in. Take a breath in, lift your arms up to the sky. And then as you exhale, bring your right hand down. This is perhaps my favorite bit of flow ever. So then take a breath in, press through this back hand, lift your hips, lift your heart through to mini wild thing. Exhale, hips come all the way back down. Inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. And exhale, flow forwards over the front leg. And again, inhale, arms lift. Exhale, right hand to the ground. Inhale, pick up your hips, pick up your heart. And exhale, flow back down. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, flow forwards. Breath in, rise up. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale, mini wild thing. Exhale, lower. One more, inhale, rise up. Exhale, flow forwards over the front leg. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale, mini wild thing, lift hips, lift hearts. And exhale to lower. This time, take a breath in, lift your hands, grow long through the spine, and then as you exhale, fold over through the front leg and hold. Breathe through into the left hamstring. Doesn't matter where you are here, you can be up and resting on your thigh, your shin, towards the foot, as long as you can feel that bit of stretch. And then gently roll up. Swap the sides over. Okay, let's work through that mini flow. Take your left hand back. Inhale, lift your hips, lift your heart. Right arm sweeps behind you. Exhale, flows down. Inhale, both hands to the sky. Exhale, flow forwards over the front leg. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, left hand plants. Breath in, lift your hips, lift your heart. Exhale, flow down. Inhale, both hands to the sky. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, left hand plants. Inhale, hips and heart to the sky. Exhale, flow back down. Last one. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold forwards. Breath in, rise. Exhale, left hand plants. Breath in, hips and heart lift. And then exhale, roll it all back down. This time, inhale, reaching your arms up to the sky, grow long. And then exhale, fold over the front leg. Take it to the hamstring stretch. Breathe through into the right hamstring. Again, don't worry if your fold isn't very large or maybe not even a fold at all. You don't have to force this knee straight if it doesn't want to be. And then next, inhale, gently rise. Spin yourself around so that you're balancing on your knees again. We're going to take it through to a puppy pose. Now, if you have like a step, a chair, a sofa nearby, then you can use this for a supported puppy. I'll show you with and without. So you can start with your hips directly over your knees. Step your hands out, forwards and wide, but keeping your hips exactly where they are. And then start to gently sink your chest down. Maybe forehead, chin, or chest to touch. If you have your step, your chair, your sofa, same thing, but with hands raised. Breathe through into the chest and shoulders. Keep a little tuck of the tailbone here. So this is about your upper spine, not your lower spine. Couple more breaths. And then nice and slowly press through the hands, lift yourself back up and ease your hands back underneath. Moving back through to a comfortable seat. And we'll close practice together. So settling, either standing, sitting or seated, bring your hands through onto your heart, close into the eyes. Take a full breath in through the nose. And an exhale out of the mouth. And again, full breath in. And sigh out. Full breath in. And out. Then repeating after me, either in your head or out loud. I am the plan. I am the pleasure. I am the pause. I am the strength. I am the magic. I am the plan. Stay here for as long as you need before you're ready to then move into your day. But thank you so much for joining me, and I'll pop over to say bye. Thanks, everyone.